Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Saturday, it is November 16th. I'm Michael Taylor, but you knew it was Saturday because I'm right here at the desk, as always on a Saturday. And as always on a Saturday, we've got a great show just for you. And we'll tell you about that right now. Band X is going to be here. Bill Hemberger and Sherry Showalter, they're going to talk about upcoming performances they have. They're probably one of the most, if not the most popular bands here in the Village. So you want to get out to one of their shows if you've never seen them before. If you have seen them before, you know what to expect. So get out there and find out what their dates are going to be. Nederlander concerts. Vicki Lawrence is going to be on the program. Bree's going to be talking to both Band X and Vicki Lawrence. I'm kind of jealous of this one. She has a big show coming up at the Beverly O'Neill Theater, and Bree gets to talk to her all about that, her past career at Carol Burnett Show, Mama's Family, and all that experience. We want to keep you informed, and we've got an important one for you. A Village Patrol is looking for folks to help them out, part-time workers. It's great if you have some experience in terms of law enforcement before, but it's not an absolute necessity. They're looking for folks who can help monitor areas, respond to incidents, work with other officers that have to come in sometimes from outside the village, like the Sheriff's Department or Fire Authority. And so if you're interested in doing some work here part-time and want to join the Village Patrol, well, you can be a part of that. The information there at the bottom of the screen, the email and phone number to follow up on that and get your application going for that. All right, let's take a quick check of our forecast, weekend forecast, and it's been pretty nice. We had a little chance of rain. It's still kind of sticking with us today, but really not much. After that, we're going to have sunny skies and probably a mild Santa Ana starting next week. So temperatures in the cool 60s for today, but moving up to the mid 60s for Sunday and Monday. Let's check our sunrise and sunset. And we got a beautiful picture here from Hope Bullock. Looks like she went down to the San Diego Zoo. I've seen those flamingos down there before. I know exactly where she was when she took that picture. And they are so cool to see up close like that. They're such beautiful birds. Sunrise this morning was 6:23. Sunset tonight is 4:47. The days are getting shorter. Well, Hope sent us this picture, and if you want to send us a picture of some place you visited in the community or on a vacation or on a little day trip here and there, pets, places, sunrises, sunsets, we'll take them all. Email us, lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. Make sure you include your name, where you took the picture, and we will use it on our sunrise sunset segment. Okay, when we come back, Band X, Bree's going to be talking to them. I'm just going to take a little nap here at the desk, and when I come back, I'll wrap up the show a little later. But right now, I'm going to put my head down. You guys can watch Band X coming up next.
Band X is hoping that everyone is feeling charitable and grateful for some upcoming events giving back to charity Second Harvest Food Bank of Orange County. Here to tell us more and all about the events, that one and as well as more coming up, are Bill and Sherry with Band X. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. It's good to be back here
It's
again.
good to have you back here again. Give us some highlights of your fall celebration ball coming up.
We are really, really excited about this one. You know, we think a lot about Thanksgiving and how people, and the holidays in general, and how people feel charitable and want to give to each other. And so we decided that Band X Live Music Club would sponsor an event right after Thanksgiving, so that people are, you know, nice and full and feeling like they need to give back. Maybe they'll do some, you know, shopping and things, but this is going to be on Saturday, November 30th, right after Thanksgiving that weekend.
Okay.
And we decided to partner with the Second Harvest Food Bank of Orange County. We found out that they really support seniors.
Do they?
In need, yes.
Very good to know.
And other people who have need for, food and things like that here in Orange County. So we reached out to them, and they were really excited about partnering with us for this event.
We did these kind of things last year in our shows. We did a once a month show in Clubhouse 2, where we would partner with either different clubs within the village or within different organizations to do these kind of things. And we decided let's do it again, because you're giving towards the senior community, you're giving towards this community, and we just felt that, well, this is a good thing to do.
Right.
So
We're doing it a little different, though. I know oftentimes when people think of a food drive, they think of canned food, dry food, and they have to bring it with them and put it in a barrel,
Right.
all that
Okay,
kind of
so
stuff.
tell us how
this is a little different.
Okay, this
So,
is exciting.
so they gave us a QR code, and we've put it on our poster. But what we're going to do at the event is we're going to have posters on all the tables, and then we have some of our volunteers who will be roaming around to help people use their phone, because a lot of people don't know how to do that,
Right.
to scan the code and then make a donation. So initially, everybody, when they buy a ticket to the show, they're going to get a raffle ticket for a prize. And if they are generous and give to the food bank, they will get extra raffle tickets and so
Okay.
on, to be able to have
a little
higher,
bonus there.
Yeah, a little bonus, exactly. So people right now, tickets are already on sale on our website. They just have to go to bandex949.com, go to our events page, scroll down, click on that event, and then they can purchase the ticket just by walking through that.
she comes up with all this stuff. I mean, it's not only does she come up with the ideas, but she comes up, let's do it high tech, let's get the QR code, as opposed to bringing cans, because we've done things where people bring cans and food, and what are we going to do with all this stuff?
What do we do? Brilliant and beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
But people, we're going to have a GRF bar, so they don't have to lug everything. But if they want to bring some
There you
snacks
go.
and food, I don't want them to be lugging, cans with them along the way too. So I thought this was a compromise that would make that a little easier.
Well, I actually love that also, because canned foods can sit on a shelf until they are able to utilize them,
Right.
whereas on a cash donation basis, they can allocate those funds where it's most important.
Right, and I believe then when people do it that way, they also get the tax write-off. Whereas if you throw cans or something into a barrel, you're out.
And,
You never know.
and the food bank knows their priorities. They see these people and they say, okay, we need this, and this, as opposed to a bunch of pork and beans or something.
Right.
Stuff that may never get
Yeah,
used.
Right.
it's like
And
they
people-
collect dust.
Right,
Right.
and you're right. People do go through their cupboards, look to see what the expiration dates are, and then pull those
let's give
things
this
out.
away. Let's give this away.
And so we just think this is a
Yeah.
much better approach.
Yes,
for
it seems much more modern
Right.
for our day and
Right.
age, right?
And go ahead.
I was just going to ask, so the event itself, the Fall Celebration Ball, what is it?
It's Bandex. Bandex is going to be providing all the music so
Okay.
that people can dance off those couple of pounds they may have already added.
Perfect.
Get ahead of the curve for the upcoming rest of the holidays. We like to make sure everybody's healthy, happy. Getting the food
And
they
wise.
need. And wise
And
too.
wise,
There
too.
we go.
Right, we'll tell stories and make them wise during the shows.
Okay,
So doors.
So Bandex will be
Yes.
Yes.
all night.
Yeah.
The show starts at 5:30, right?
Well, doors open at 5.
Doors open at 5:30.
Right. GRF bar though is going to be in the lobby starting at 5 o'clock. So if you
my
get there
goodness.
early, you can get your cocktail ahead of time while you're waiting.
It looks like you're already wearing. I
You've
love that
already got
dress.
your
I've
outfit
already
on.
got my yeah,
You're good to
my dress.
go. And then we're not reserving tables. I know some people like to do that, but we're not doing that. So it is kind of on a first come first served basis. So we figure you get there early, you get your cocktail, you check in, you get ready, you find your table.
Do your
Exactly.
donating.
Do your
Yeah,
donating if
exactly.
you want before you even get in the door.
Get that all out of the way
Right.
so
And then
that when
dance.
the band fires up, you are on that dance floor ready to go.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
You should come out to the events.
I know.
should.
We like everybody to come and have fun.
It sounds like a great time, especially with you two. Oh my goodness. So why did you choose as your charitable donation Second Harvest Food Bank?
So I did a little research. I looked at a lot of different types of food banks in Orange County, and these guys highlighted seniors. And I thought, this event is in Laguna Woods.
Right.
We are full of seniors here that need support. for different things. Certainly food is one of them. And like I said, this time of year when, people are having these big events with family and friends and lots of food, it just seems important that we recognize that not everybody has food.
Or family.
Or
Right.
family too.
Right.
So I just thought they highlighted that, and so that kind of triggered me to reach out to them.
Oh, that's so heartwarming. That's great. I love it. So you've got some events coming up in December.
Yeah,
tell us
December,
about
we're
that?
going to get rid of 2024. So many people want to get out of here. So we're going to put on a get out of here, another bash that it's just, we
You want to push that restart button, Bill?
no, get out of here.
It could be the New Year's Eve thing, but it's not.
We did last year at one of the local clubs something similar, and it went over great. So this year we're going to do this in the village. It was, a pre-New Year's Eve type thing. Get out of here.
Right.
2024.
We're not going to drop the ball,
No.
Okay, so
literally or figuratively.
So it's just
Not
going to be
dropping-
another festival with band X,
Yeah.
okay.
type of thing.
So details to come.
Details, yeah, we'll be back next month to do that.
Okay.
And then coming in next year, the Band X Music Club is teaming up with Moki Lund, who is a jazz singer here, which I've done many shows with her. She did a couple of years ago a cafe-style show that was well attended. People loved it and have been asking, when can you do this again? So just knowing Moki, so okay, let's take this on. So we're gonna, it's kind of a jazzy type thing, which we hope to get on the stage in February.
And she has an incredible music career with many, many famous artists that she toured with, worked with, recorded with. So she's got great stories to tell, and she's still just an incredible vocalist. And so it's really a wonderful night with her anytime she gets up and does her music and sings. And
We'll have more details.
Sounds
as they
wonderful.
Come together.
Can't wait.
And we'll have other types of events, of course, next year too.
Sure.
But that's kind of something we're starting to want to work with other really talented artists and maybe bring people in from outside the village as well.
Absolutely.
And do some shows. So
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, get your tickets for Band X Fall Celebration Ball and tell our viewers where they can go to get tickets for the ball.
again, they can go to our website, bandx949.com. Go to the show dates page and scroll down to November 30th.
Right.
And then click on that and it'll walk you through. Or you can show up at the door and
Okay.
you can get your $10 ticket there, cash only though. And that's assuming tickets are available still.
Still.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So wise to get them now.
Get them now
Yeah.
if you can.
Okay. So Saturday, November 30th, Clubhouse 2 from 6 to 9 p.m. Doors open at 5:30.
And you're invited.
And I'm
Yes.
excited. Ooh. I might go kick up a leg.
We might have you come up and announce the band or something, or maybe you can pull the raffle ticket.
Oh,
that's
that
right.
would be fun.
Oh, the television
That's
host
fun.
announcing the band.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
Look at her trying to incentivize me. I love it. It's great. All right, well, maybe I'll see you all there.
Cool.
In the meantime, I'm going to have fun with these two. Bill and Sherry, always a pleasure.
Thanks again.
Thank you for coming on the show today.
Sure.
You're watching This Day on Village TV. We'll be right back after these messages.
It's a marvelous night for a moon dance. The stars up above in your eyes. Fantabulous night to make a romance. Near the cover of October sky. You know the leaves on the trees are falling.
Hey, you guys, guess what's happening? My show is coming to Long Beach. Yep. So I'm hoping that you all will come out and join me for Vicki Lawrence and Mama, a 2-woman show. Yes, the old lady will be there. We will both be there at the Beverly O'Neill Theater on November 23rd at 8 p.m. I'm so excited.
Don't miss Vicki Lawrence and Mama live at the Beverly O'Neill Theater in Long Beach on November 23rd. Tickets at Ticketmaster.
Nederlander Concerts in Los Angeles is presenting Emmy Award-winning comedian and one of the most beloved television personalities of her generation. Vicki Lawrence brings her touring production of Vicki Lawrence and Mama. Vicki, welcome to the show. I can't wait to talk to you about this.
Bree. Yeah.
So fun, so fun. My gosh, you have had a lifelong entertainment career. Take us back to the early days. How did your career begin? I think it was in high school or something like
It
that.
was in high school.
Oh my
I know when
gosh.
you said my generation, I'm like, wow, my generation we're getting up there now. Yes, I was in high school. I was a senior in high school, and my dad used to have an extensive autograph collection. He collected Time magazine covers.
Oh,
So when I came of age, I decided I would write to everybody on television. Most of the guys, I have to say, Bree. I was in love with all of the, I don't know, the early TV stars like Johnny, what was his name on The Rifleman, and Paul Peterson from the Donna Reed Show. I had
and
Fabian.
you would actually write them
Yeah.
letters?
Yes, I would write them letters
Oh
and
my
I'd get an
goodness.
autographed picture back. So when I was a senior in high school, I entered a little contest. I was always keeping myself very busy. It was called Miss Fireball, and it was the fireman's ball coming up, and they decided to have a contest, and they were going to name the winner Miss Fireball. So I entered this contest. There were 8 of us girls, and about 2 weeks prior to the contest, the local newspaper gal said that I looked like Carol Burnett.
Oh.
And so my mom said to me, maybe you should write Carol a fan letter. And I'm like, okay, well, she's not a guy, but okay. So I wrote her a letter. I really don't think I had seen much of any Carol Burnett other than she had a variety show at the time, excuse me, called The Entertainers that she co-hosted with Bob Newhart. And I had a crush on John Davidson, who was on the show.
Oh, wow.
And I had seen her production of Once Upon a Mattress. But I mean, I hadn't studied her or anything. But anyway, I wrote a fan letter. I told her I was a fan. I hoped I got to meet her someday. I enclosed that picture from the newspaper, and I mailed it off, I think, to Carol Burnett Hollywood or something ridiculous like that. And it managed to land on her desk.
That's amazing.
Yeah, several days
we can't
before
even
the contest.
We can't even get through with emails these days. So
I know.
the fact that you got through with these letters, extraordinary.
I know.
Well, it was meant to be.
Yeah. So she took that letter. She took my dad's name out of the article. She looked us up in the phone book, which nobody has anymore. And she called me after school, and we talked for a while. She said, I would like to come and see that contest. And I'm thinking,
Really?
oh, okay, because the contest was at Hollywood Park. I don't know if you're old enough to remember Hollywood Park, Bree, but it's where the SoFi Stadium is now.
Inglewood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And back in the day, it was a horse racing track.
Right.
And that's where they were going to have the contest. And so she said, I need 2 tickets way in the back. And she came to see this contest. We took a few pictures. She disappeared. This was November of my senior year in high school. Come January, she was very pregnant. So come January, we hear on the radio that she's had the baby.
Oh my goodness.
And thank God, because she was like 14 months pregnant. And where she was in Santa Monica at St. John's. And I was on my way to a recording session with a group that I sang with in high school called the Young Americans. And I said to the guy I was ride sharing with, I said, let's go by the hospital and say hi to Carol. And he said, you can't get in to see Carol Burnett.
Oh my
I
goodness.
said, well, I know her married name and I think I'm going to try. So I went into St. John's. I went up to I think it was the 3rd floor, it was maternity. I went up to the desk. There were 2 nurses sitting there. There was nothing going on. It was very quiet. And I said, I'm here to see Mrs. Hamilton. And they looked at me and they said, oh my God, you must be your sister Chrissy. Wait till you see her. Wait till you see the baby. They took me right into her room.
Oh my God.
I mean, now I would be a stalker, but back
Right. Yeah. You probably have hauled off.
very sweet.
And hauled off.
She said, I haven't forgotten you. We're going to call you as soon as I get my stomach back. And they did. And they asked me that summer after I graduated to audition for this brand new show that she was putting together called The Carol Burnett Show.
So that hadn't even aired yet.
No, no, no. It was brand new. She was just in the throes of putting it together.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. She found Lyle through the audition process. She found me the way she found me. She found Harvey because everybody kept saying, all her producers and writers kept saying, why can't we get a Harvey Korman type? And she said, has anybody asked him? So she accosted him in the parking lot one day and said, would you come and do my show? So that's how she found Harvey. Yeah, it was just sort of very serendipitous, the whole thing. I did a little audition. I think I was horrible. I must have been horrible. I was frightened to death.
Well, they already knew that they wanted you.
I don't think they did. There was another
You don't think
actress
so?
there who was in a soap opera at the time, and she had agents there. She had flowers all over her dressing room. I was little me back in the corner in my dressing room with nobody. But anyway, we did a little audition, and several weeks later, Joe Hamilton, who was the executive producer, his secretary called and said, Joe would like to talk to you, sweetie. And the way she said it, I thought, okay, they're going to try to let me down easy.
Right.
And he got on the phone and he said, we've given this a lot of thought. And I'm thinking, okay, just get on with it. He said, we would like you to come and be a part of the show.
Wow.
So I started on the Carol Burnett show and at UCLA the same fall because my dad went to UCLA and that was really important to him. So that's what I did. Back and forth. I went to every class I could go to at 7 a.m. in the morning because I had to be at the studio by 10.
Right. And then that had an 11-year run?
It did. 11 years. Yeah.
And as a result, you won an Emmy and were nominated for others as well?
I was, yes.
So, I mean,
you know, I feel like I got to go to the Harvard School of Comedy in front of America, really.
Harvey was job training.
Harvey was like having a private tutor. He really took me under his wing and taught me about dialects and explained who I was and all those old movie takeoffs. And yeah, it was a crash course in comedy. It was written as a one-time sketch. Carol would be Mama. They would find a guest star to do Eunice. So when Carol said, I want to be Eunice, the writers were very upset. It was a team of 2 writers that wrote this sketch. When she said, I think we're going to have Bob Mackey try to make Vicky Mama, they were doubly upset. And then when they finally saw us do this sketch after a few days, we did it for the whole staff in run through. Carol had decided she wanted to do it Southern. And they walked out of the rehearsal hall. They walked out of the run through because they said, you've ruined it. You've ruined our piece. You're gonna piss off everybody in the South. It's just, you ruined it. And Carol, you know, she went with her gut. She said, I don't think so. And that's the way it went on the air.
Really?
And God knows everybody loved it. I mean, back in the day, we got letters. Now you would get, you know, I don't know, what would you get? A lot of texts, I guess.
Yes,
And,
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. And then, so after that, then you went on to have a role in the dark Netflix series Monsters.
Oh, I just did Monsters recently.
What character did you play on Monsters?
I played juror number 9.
Juror
It was a very small part, but it was and it's drama, you know, it's very dramatic. So I thought there's no way they're going to cast me. But it was a great, almost a monologue. And the writers said we had so much fun writing it. Please just have fun with it. And I've had so many friends call me and say, oh my God, what a surprise. We just saw you. It wasn't a big part for me. It was small, but definitely memorable, I guess.
Very impactful.
You know, they tried to follow the true story. So
right.
Yes, I told everybody, yes, juror number 9 had a heart attack, but no, she did not die.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we're going to give away. But I want to talk to you about your touring production, Vicki Lawrence and Mama, a 2-woman show. It's coming to the Beverly O'Neill Theater in Long Beach. It's coming Saturday, November 23rd. And this show is not retrospective, right? It's a mixture of stand-up comedy, music, observations about your life. Tell us a little bit about this show.
Well, when I put it together, I mean, Mama's Family was so popular. It still is. I have to say, during the pandemic, I have never gotten so much fan mail.
Is that
I
right?
don't know if it was that people needed to laugh or they were looking for
Oh,
diversion, but it was, or
yes.
they took up a new hobby. We're going to start writing letters, but it was crazy. And I realized how very popular she is. So I knew when I put the show together that she had to be a big part of it. But I told my writing partner that I've written with for a long time, ever since I had a talk show, that I thought I should be me for a little bit before I'm not anymore. So we put the show together in two halves, and basically I open for Mama, and my half of the show is largely autobiographical because I feel like my life has been hysterical and very serendipitous, and a lot of the stuff that happened back in the day doesn't happen anymore. I mean, I have young people on television sets all the time say, tell us about it. It's like, put us on your knee, Grandma, and tell us about the good old days.
Right, right.
And they were. So my half is all the stories of my life, how I met Carol, how I became a redhead, how Mama happened, how I met my husband, just all the stories about me. How the hell did I have one hit record? All of that stuff. And then we take a little break and Mama comes out, and that's really my chance to not put her back retrospectively. I said to my writing partner, I want to push her into the new century. I want her to comment on everything that's going on in the world. And God knows there's a lot going on. It changes a lot. She stays topical. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, it
Fun.
sounds like
It's really fun.
An amazing conglomeration of a lot of different things coming together.
Yeah, it's very fun. And I love doing it because you never know. Every audience is different.
Sure.
So you never know on any given night what you're going to get. You never know.
Yeah.
One night I was somebody, a 6 foot, oh my God, he had to be 6'4", dressed as Eunice, charged the stage, screaming at Mama. And the security people had to usher him out, and me and the audience had a great time.
You were probably
laughing
having just
about
a
it.
blast with that.
Yeah. Yes.
That's fantastic. Well, I'm glad you have such a good time doing it.
It is fun.
Speaking of a good time, this was amazing, Vicki. Thank you so much for coming on the show and telling
Thank
our
you.
viewers about your performance and your production. And again, it's Saturday, November 23rd. You'll be
Yeah.
at the Beverly O'Neill Theater in Long Beach,
Where I live.
where you live, and you've
Yes.
lived there for 40 years now.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, beautiful city. I love the blue bridge, the blue lit bridge at night. Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you. I hope everybody come out and laugh with us.
And they will. They will. You are watching ThisDay on Village TV.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm rested, ready for my nap, and ready to talk to you about the Saturday movie. And it's a great one. It is called An Unfinished Life. It stars Robert Redford. Morgan Freeman's in this one as well. Monday on the program, Osher Lifelong Learning Institute's going to be here, their UCI program, and we're talking about what their Lifelong Learning Institute is all about, as well as Broadway Music Lovers Club. They got some great shows coming up, and we're going to preview those on Monday. That's going to do it for this edition of This Day. I'm Michael Taylor. For all of us here at Village Television, we hope you make this day a great one.